I made some Falernum, Pink Lemon Falernum, a favorite of mine, but I also made a lot of Falernum, and I don't want to get bored making the same few drinks over and over again. Let's find some rum cocktails that feature this unique and delicious Caribbean-style syrup. The full recipe is in another video I'll have linked below, and Falernum originated in Barbados as an ingredient for punch. Where most Falernum recipes give you a dark brown syrup, I like this beautiful, almost cream yellow color I get, so I try to use ingredients that complement this. Rum and Tiki Falernum cocktails typically call for dark Jamaican, Demerara, and aged Caribbean rums. And while these flavors would definitely go well here, I'm going to stick to lighter rums for better presentation. Let's start with a trio of daiquiri-style cocktails to showcase this wonderful syrup. The Royal Bermuda Yacht Club, at least the Falernum version, is a Trader Vic original. Though it is based on an older daiquiri recipe, there seems to be no connection to the actual club. In this version, I'm using Probitus to bring up the funk level a bit in a Rancia Radical, a clear orange and citrus liqueur. If you serve this to tiki aficionados, they probably won't believe you until they taste it. Absolutely delish. It has all the essence of the original version, just lighter and more playful. This is the best version of this particular cocktail. The Prestige is a turn-of-the-century classic. This century. I've updated it a bit using a blend of White Stash and Dr. Bird pineapple and Coca Americano for just a little bitterness. That's fun. I like this one a lot. You can really experiment with different rums to find the perfect blend. Another recent classic, let's make the Nuclear Daiquiri, and how about the Nuclear Banana Daiquiri too? The original recipe says to add extra water if you are using dry ice versus wet ice, and this isn't referring to frozen carbon dioxide dry ice. If you are making this at home, the ice that comes out of your freezer or built-in ice maker is colder than the ice they use in a bar or restaurant. This wet ice will melt quicker, diluting your drink more than your home ice. Why does this matter? This recipe is using an overproof rum, about 125 proof, and most people probably don't realize this, but green chartreuse is 110 proof. You're basically adding a full extra shot of booze in this daiquiri. Hemingway would approve, but this could burn out the average cocktail enthusiast. Oh, that's nice. Look, anything with chartreuse is just, you know. I changed up the banana daiquiri because I didn't want to get my blender out, though I wish I had some of that cheap banana liqueur. The nice stuff is a little bit darker than I want, but this is still a pretty good color. I put that recipe in the description below. Nice. Of course, the Hamilton Blonde adds some of those funky Jamaican banana notes to the cocktail. The Yellow Chartreuse is nice, and the Falernum adds a lot of tropicality to the drink. So let's check this Falernum out with some legit Tiki cocktails straight out of the Total Tiki app. I'm not going to give you the recipes, those are readily available in the app. There were almost 50 to choose from, and I picked the ones that I thought would help accentuate the Falernum. So nothing with an overdose of juice or other spices, and where they only called for a 1/4 ounce, I doubled to a half. We've got Don the Beachcomber's Caribbean Punch from 1937. 1963's Hawaiian Eye, created for the cast of the show of the same name who frequented the China Trader Bar in Burbank. The Mai Kai's Last Rites from 1959. And the Martinique Swizzle from 1944, another Don the Beachcomber classic from Chicago, and the White Cloud, a predecessor to a Mai Kai favorite. Caribbean Punch is what I like and don't like about Tiki cocktails. There's a lot in there, and even though it's fairly balanced, it's still a hot mess of flavor. This is a type of cocktail that could have been simplified with a single Amaro. Have you ever looked up Amaro on the Total Tiki app? There are 2 cocktails, both from the last decade, If you add Campari, you get one more from 1978. These next three are about as close as you can get to a daiquiri, just served in a different way. The Hawaiian Eye is essentially a Falernum daiquiri and showcases the Falernum well. The Last Rites is just a massive amount of booze. Hemingway would approve, but you have to like Martinique rum for this one to work. So I like it. The Martinique Swizzle, again, a Falernum daiquiri with Martinique rum, it works well. White Cloud stands apart from all of these. Not quite a daiquiri, not quite a colada, it's delicious and simple. This one really could use some experimentation. Maybe a little more rum to cut through the sweet. If anyone wants to play around with this recipe and come up with something more interesting, let me know in the comments below and maybe I'll feature it in an upcoming episode.